What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, I previously recorded Nikkita, and I just got done watching it, and I wasn't too happy with the way it ended. So, apparently, I was recording on an off day, and shit happens. So, we're going to be re-recording it, which obviously you didn't need to know that, but I like full transparency. So, we're doing Nikkita, and just a side note, I think they exaggerated the chest, but damn, that she is thick. So, moving forward, we're going to start off with our triple green build. This is going to be my starting build, I guess. This is my main build. Chic Plate is currently on Sammy. That's going to get removed and put on Nikkita. Sammy's going to get All Heart Plate because Rhonda is now getting shelved, and that's where the All Heart Plate sits. Let's see if I actually can do it right now. Nope, it is locked, but it will be unlocked soon, hopefully. Going back to our skills because I keep clicking too much. So essentially what my thought process is here is Sammy's very good with Chic Plate, but there's a turn in between and I just want to full blow knock this out. Female feuds agitate me so much, but with Liv being a thing now and I know exactly what she can do, having the most damage to knock her out as quickly as humanly possible is going to be the key, and I believe Nikkita is going to be doing that. So to start all this off, we're going to be doing the German suplex, the jumping corkscrew roundhouse kick, and the split-legged leg drop. Now, with my trainers, normally Bailey is assigned to Acro Liv, but Acro Liv has now been shelved because of Zombie Becky. If it comes down to I have to use Acro Liv because of a second requirement or something, I'll figure out something else other than Bailey. Bailey now has her home with Nikkita. And also with Tech Sammy. Tech Sammy and Nikkita are basically sharing a majority here. So we have our green moves from Animal, Tech Bailey. Now, there can be an argument for what's his name? Trick Theory. And in this video, I'm going to do both. I want to see kind of where the damage sits. We're going to start off with Becky just because of the 12K on each of the gems. And then we'll try Theory to see, if that makes a bigger difference. I've always been kind of curious on that. To be honest with you, I would like to switch out R-Truth for Trick Theory and just run them both. But Theory also has to be on, what's her face? Zombie Becky. I am just blowing it with my thought process tonight. So Zombie Becky is going to have Theory. Tech Bailey can be on Nikkita or vice versa. It doesn't really matter to me. To be honest, I really don't think Zombie Becky, after I put the Heartstopper plate on her, is really going to need the Leech Gem, but it's possible. So we're going to hop in against Showboat Lita. She is our annual punching bag, and we'll see what comes of this. We obviously... Oh, crap, I didn't look at the belt. So my belt is Fury 2 and Fury 1, but it will be full Fury 2 later on. And the metal on her is 159%. So that puts us at 1.7 million for German suplex, 1 million for jumping corkscrew, and 2.2 million. So this is almost 4 million damage right here without the Chic Plate. With the Chic Plate, this is going to go above 3. I think it's probably going to be close to like 3.6, something like that. It's going to be dummy broken. I know that. And that's the main reason why I want to go with this. So clearly, since all of our moves are charged, we don't have to hit this, but we're going to hit it anyways. And the board here is not extremely in the favor of with which I would want it to be at. Normally, I would like to see a little bit more green, but that's okay. Now, the finisher's 2.2, so we're hitting 2.8 because it's a crit, and we're amazing. Hit this, and see what this damage looks like. 6 mil. Cool. So that was 6 million total. Now, that was clearly just a giant win. Now, obviously, going against a Liv that's triple yellow, this isn't going to drop her like that, so I'm going to need to take in a prop. And I could always go with her other build, but I prefer the triple green. And I just like to know that there is no possible way she can kick out. Unless there's like a giant cascade. Let's try this real quick. Okay. So we were at 6 mil. roughly. I should really write this stuff down a majority of the time, but hey, it is what it is. So again, 1.7. Amazing. Here we go. Better board standing. I like this. We obviously want to keep it in a 4x7 area, but I like it when there's more green. 2.2. Hit here. Let's see what this looks like. Bada boom. That's actually, I think having Tech Bailey did a lot more damage, actually. So that's good to know. That is very good to know, actually. So another thing I did want to try while on this video, since there's only 2 builds for Nikkita, I already figured out what's going to happen with her black build. So I'm really trying to lock down exactly what I want from this green build. Now, one obvious solution for this is a Santa Hogan at 16k, doing 12k across the board. But I want to see what having double on here is going to do. Obviously, it dropped us down, dropped us down, dropped us down. But let's see what it actually looks like on end game with our metal. Now, there's still 41% left to go on the metal. So clearly 200% is where we want to stand at. But where it's at now, let's see where our damage sits. 1.6. Less than a million. 2 million. Still solid. And remember, there is going to be a chic plate thrown on her. So these are obviously going to increase a lot more. And I'm just downright curious as to what the full damage would be with the leeches. Because leeches are just so strong. Boom. What are we sitting at here? A little over 6. So obviously there isn't that much of a difference on any of those. Those can easily be switched out. The chic plate being on top of her is going to be the cake. Or the cherry on top of the cake, I should say. Having the metal at 200% is going to be there. Ultimately, the triple green with the chic is just what I feel is going to be her most dominant factor. But now we're going to switch over to another build. Now this build has 2 distinct plates that can go on it. You can do Ronda Jacket, or you can do the drip plate. I have seen drip used on this. Drip is a little lackluster with it, but it still does very well. And we're going to run this twice. Now, the reason I'm going to run this twice is there's 2 different variations I want to go with this, just to see for speed purposes. Clearly, we're going to put Xavier on there because of this. Now, move charge, we're going to go with Nikki Cross doing 100. So that's going to be 7, 14, 21, 28. Roughly 3 million damage off the submission alone. Again, against against the lives, this is probably going to be your ideal setup for against the lives, if I'm being honest. So I have not done anything on the side here except for keep these. So let me see real quick, because we want to keep the leeches. I was thinking of throwing on Zombie Edge, but he's actually allocated to Trick Dakota right now. So I want to see what this looks like with Seth. Better. Excuse me. Got something caught in my throat there. My apologies. So obviously this is going to be better than Tech Bailey. 215,000 bonus damage for every leech gem. Now, our submission is dropping 30 of them, so it's most likely we're either going to wind up anywhere between 12 and 20 leech gems, just depending on what the board looks like. If they blow up the entire board, we're pretty much screwed. But the reason I do not like this build, there's pros and cons to it. The pro, up against a powerhouse, you're increasing your black gem damage by 75% for 1 turn, which really helps the swinging side slam. That's a positive that I cannot refute. The downside of it is the sleeper goes for 4 turns. That bothers me. The reason why it bothers me, that's 4 turns to wipe out a majority. Now, if there's ever a leech gem, black gem boss for females, clearly Nikkita is going to stand out front. But it's just the randomness. Most of the time I like going Joey Wheeler with the gamble, but a lot of the times I don't, especially with the fact that I want to end this super, super fast. And clearly you're going to stick with Fury 2 on the belt. That's basically what every 6-star silver in the game needs. And we're just going to see what happens here. It looks like there's a lot to do. Get an extra turn. There's an extra turn. Another extra turn. This is the reason why I do not like this build. However, the con is also replaced by a pro. Because since you're doing the damage already off of the submission, you're not moving the pin bar. So you are going to refill. You are going to be able to hit the submission another time. This is the other con, is you're hitting this so many times, it's taking up turns. Triple green is going to drop them turn 1. But here's where they end. And this can go up against the 6-star silver and clearly win just outright. Like, there's no question about that. You have your control, you have your life gain back. You're hitting for 5-6 million a black hit. So clearly you're going to be able to beat a 6-star silver with a 6-star bronze with a black. I mean, it's a something. So let's see if we can get to an actual turn 2 that drops her on her badonkadonk. I don't think we're going to be able to, just because you're doing the 5 million damage off of this, and you're not really... I just want to see what a better board looks like, because we didn't have very much there. And obviously, we're not going to have a lot here. Again, further proving my point that I just do not like the randomness of this. See what this hits for. Yeah. I mean, it's impressive damage. Do not mistake that. It is impressive damage. And the fact that majority of the time you're not really... Yeah. I'm impressed by the damage. Let's not get that twisted. I am impressed by the damage. Just not happy with the fact I got to go this long. In female feuds, I want to go as fast as possible, strictly because, and I may be mistaken here, which majority of the time I am mistaken, but female feuds seem to not give nearly as much to the war score as male feuds. So the faster you can go on females, the better off you are. Just my opinion. That does apply to a male feud, but male feuds have a tendency to kind of drag a little bit. Since there's more males or more male options than female, a majority of the time you're bouncing around to different cards. A majority of the time, female feuds, you're hitting the same ones. Majority of the time, it is submission, bleed, extra turn, submission, bleed, extra turn. Stuff like that. You're mainly running into Litas, Zombie Biancas, Acro Bianca. Now you're going to run into Zombie Liv. You're going to run into Zombie Becky. All of them are submissions at best. If they're smart with Zombie Becky, they're going to go triple blue with Heartstopper Plate. And to be honest, I'm going to be the asshole in the room that has the Zombie Becky with Heartstopper Plate and the anti sub plate. I just want to be that kind of asshole. So this is going to be the Nikkita video. I personally love her. I think she is the top tier of tech females. I do have a friend, Rub Diesel. You see him in my chat if you come by my live streams. He swears up and down that Tech Bailey is the answer. That she's better than Nikkita. I just haven't had that kind of luck with her. I personally feel like I'm beating my head up against a brick wall when I'm using Tech Bailey. Same thing with Ronda. I've tried everything up, down, sideways, and around to make her viable, and she's still slow as hell. Nikkita is the fastest one I've got. I absolutely love her. Her trainer ability is not bad. It could be a lot worse. And I think this will work on a couple of cards. I just can't really think. I can't really think of anyone that it applies to immediately. But I'm sure if you know of one, tell me in the comments. So that's it for Nikkita Lyons. If you have her, I highly recommend taking her 6-star bronze, 6-star silver. She will carry your team as best as, well, any tech female can. So with all that being said, I'm going to leave you the same way I always leave you. Life can be fun if you allow it to be. We'll see you in the next video.